This is one of the most evil teens in Virginia history. Douglas Christopher Thomas was born on May 29, 1973. His parents divorced before he was born, and his father saw him once at the hospital before abandoning him. His mother left him with his grandparents when he was 2 years old. His grandparents died when he was 12, and he ended up back with his mother, but things weren't smooth, and the two had issues. Chris started doing and committing petty crimes. By 16, he lived with his aunt, uncle, and 12-year-old cousin Laney in Middlesex County, Virginia. Around that same time, he tried to delete himself, but survived the attempt. Soon after that, he started dating Jessica Wiseman. She was younger than him, and her parents, Kathy and James Wiseman, both 33, disapproved of the relationship. According to Thomas, James threatened to kill him. The Wisemans also pressured their daughter to end the relationship and made Jessica give Thomas back his class ring. Angry about their interference, Jessica reportedly wished someone would eliminate her parents. Thomas, desperate for Jessica's love, was willing to make her wish come true. On November 8, 1990, Laney asked Thomas why he was so nervous. Thomas told her he had to kill 2 people. On November 9, 1990, just before midnight, Laney overheard Thomas and Jessica talking about killing Jessica's parents, and Jessica reportedly asked Thomas if he had enough bullets. Later, Laney saw Thomas putting clothing in a bag. She also saw a shotgun. After midnight on November 10th, Thomas and Laney walked a few hundred feet away from the Wiseman home and talked more about the crime Thomas was about to commit. Laney went back home while Thomas went over to the Wiseman residence. He claimed Jessica helped him climb into a window, and then they spread around to stage the scene like it was a robbery attempt. Moments later, Thomas walked into Kathy and James's room and fired multiple shots. Thomas returned to Jessica's room. Moments later, an injured Kathy walked in to check on her daughter. Thomas grabbed the gun and shot her in the face, killing her. Thomas ran back to his aunt and uncle's home and got back into bed. After 4 a.m., Jessica banged on their door and screamed that her parents had been killed. Thomas was questioned twice that day. He folded during the second interview and confessed to shooting and killing the Wisemans. Jessica was also arrested for her role in the crime. Since Jessica was just 14 at the time, she was convicted as a juvenile with 2 murders and sent away until she was 21 years old. On August 21, 1991, Thomas pleaded guilty to first-degree murder and use of a firearm for the murder of James Wiseman. However, he pleaded not guilty to charges related to the death of Kathy. He took a risk and went to trial, claiming he shot James, and Jessica fired the shot that finished off Kathy. His risk didn't pay off as the jury convicted him of capital murder and use of a firearm in Kathy's death on August 23, 1991. He received 65 years for James's murder and a death sentence for Kathy's murder because the jury considered it vile, horrible, or inhumane. He also received a total of 6 years for the 2 weapons charges he was convicted of. While in prison, he got his GED, read many books, and reconnected with his dad. After years of failed appeals, Thomas's time was running out. He gave an interview saying he was troubled his ex-girlfriend was given only 7 years, and she is free to resume her normal life, while I'm 4 days away from paying the ultimate price for something we both participated in. On January 10, 2000, Thomas spent time with his mother and the clergy at the Greensville Correctional Center in Greensville County, Virginia. He ate a special last meal but did not want its contents to be released to the public. Hours later, he was marched to the death chamber. As he was strapped into the gurney, he made no final statement. After a lethal dose of poison, his heart stopped. The 26-year-old was pronounced dead at 9:03 p.m.